Hi guys.
Good morning.
That was like super cheerful. Hi guys. We thought that we would do like kind of like a different meal prep for you guys today. We're gonna do meal prepping of snacks. We thought that you guys might like to see this because then it helps you be prepared in advance. If you get hungry, you already have pre-measured, pre-portioned out, healthy, balanced snacks. You can call them clean or whatever you want to call them. But they will be available there for you. I do this every night, the night before, so that I have everything prepared the next day. Some of the things, like I'll show you later, fruit, veggies, raw veggies, I cut them up the week before, or like for the whole week, and I'll show you how I do that a little bit later. But first, I'm gonna show you how to make a yogurt parfait with your own oat granola, and then you can package it for the next day. So, we start by defrosting your berries. I'm using this 4-berry blend. It has strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries in it. I like to put it overnight in the fridge just because I'm always prepping, so I just throw an extra half cup of fruit in the fridge to defrost. You can heat it in the microwave to defrost it if you want. Just do it on like 30-second intervals until you get them to the right consistency and temperature that you like. For me, I'm gonna measure out for tomorrow another half cup. Be generous, don't jip yourself.
It's only berries.
So this is what I do. I measure them out, I put them in the container, and then I just stick them in the fridge. That way when I'm ready to pre-make up my parfait, the fruit's already defrosted and ready to go.
And you get those good juices flowing.
Yeah, the juice is the best part. Okay, so now that once you have your fruit defrosting in the microwave, you can start working on your oats. So I call this oat granola. I'm basically just gonna do a little bit of like seasoning and then on oats.
And toast them up.
Yeah, and toast them. But I call this my toasted granola. So you're gonna need half a cup of oats. You're gonna need some spray. I like to use this coconut oil spray for a little bit more flavor. You're gonna need some cinnamon or whatever you like. Like you can use pumpkin pie spice, you can use whatever you like, apple pie spice. I forgot my stevia, I'll be back. And I call this stevia, you guys know that. It's actually just great value, reduced calorie, no calorie sweetener. But I call it stevia. So I'm gonna take some normal spray and spray my pan here. Now I'm toasting these in a convection oven. If you guys don't have a convection oven, you can do it on a pan, a frying pan. Just spray the pan, put them in on your stove on probably like medium to low heat, I would say. And then just toast them up until you start getting a nice smell and they start turning like a golden color.
Yeah, or your oven or a toaster oven, whatever.
Or your oven, but if you don't have, like a convection or a toaster oven, the oven or the stove is totally fine. So, half a cup of oats. And these are 1 minute oats from Great Value. And then what I do, move these so you guys can see, is I just sprinkle it on the tray. Just like that. Then I'm gonna take my coconut oil spray. You can just use normal cooking spray if you want. And I'm gonna give it a nice spray.
That was a nice spray.
Thank you. Then half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and this is just my preference. You guys can use as much or as little as you want. There you go. And you just kind of sprinkle it on. Don't worry if you don't get it even, because we are going to mix this up. And then you take your stevia. I do a teaspoon, heaping teaspoon, and then sprinkle, sprinkle. And then I just use my hands and I mix it all around. Make sure everything's evenly coated. And then just give it a little shake and spread it back out. And then put it in your toaster oven or whatever you're using. For me, I'm using a convection oven and I'm gonna put it in for 1 toaster cycle. Okay, now that your oats are getting toasty, you're gonna make your yogurt. So I'm using plain fat-free Greek yogurt from Walmart. And I'm just gonna use half a cup. Measure your half cup. I like using small bowls. I don't know. I have a thing with small bowls, but so pour your yogurt in your bowl.
Nobody would make fun of you that you live with. So.
No, Kyle never makes fun of me for using small bowls. Then I'm going to put a half teaspoon of stevia.
You use small knives too.
What? I like small things. I have small hands. It's easier to use. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. So now you made vanilla flavored yogurt and you didn't get all that extra sugar. Like the store-bought kind.
And it's good.
Yeah, so now you have your yogurt and you have your berries. And then you can just throw it all in one container if you want. Or you can package it separately. Sorry, Hank's thirsty. He's taking a drink. I like to wipe everything off the spoon. I'm a little funny. Or you can make it beautiful like I like to do. I like to put things in fancy glasses. So I'm gonna package this one up in this lovely glass. Okay, so now we have everything ready. This is what the oats look like,
They
toasted.
smell so good.
And this is my glass like I showed you guys before. You can start with whatever you like, but I like to start with my yogurt. So I'm gonna take a big drip, dollop.
This segment of the show is called Plating Like a Boss.
Okay, so then I put a little yogurt and I take a few berries and put those in.
You can do normal food prep and you can be efficient and get it all done, which we do. But when you make it look pretty, it tastes better.
It tastes so much better.
And when you're eating real clean and like, you know, fairly low calorie and stuff, it makes it feel like you're eating, you know, something fancy.
And then you just are gonna, you know, layer it up. Alternate your yogurt and your berries and your oats. And so that you can have a fancy jar.
Yeah.
I chose a big fancy glass because I like this glass, but you can choose whatever you like.
Yep.
So there's the rest of the yogurt. I don't know if you guys do this, but I don't like missing out on one drop of food.
No, same here.
And then put a few more berries, and then I'm just gonna dump the rest of my oats. Top it with the rest of my oats.
Oh yeah, that looks delicious.
And then
when it looks appealing too, you really, you know, you like to eat the stuff that looks good.
Saved the rest of my berries to put on top. And then you can just cover it up and eat it the next day.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's snack one. Okay, so the next stuff I want to show you, what I do is I usually like to eat celery and peanut butter each, like for breakfast, with my breakfast anyway. So I always cut it up ahead of time because it's so much easier throughout the week. What I do is I get all the celery, I cut it, wash it, and then I throw it in sealed airtight containers in water. And this lasts an entire week. This stuff, actually, I always put the stuff that's left over in a smaller container so I know to use that one first. This is from last week. So the celery actually lasts double when I cut it and put it in water too. Usually it gets rubbery after a week. Well, this is going on a week and a half and it's still good because I put it in water. And I do the same to my fruit. I'm just having pears and apples this week, so I don't pre-cut those. But last week I had grapes and cantaloupe, and I find it takes a little bit of work, but then for the whole week you don't have to wash or cut your fruit. I take all my grapes off the stem, wash them, dry them, and put them in a container, and it lasts double the time doing this, I find. So this is last week's stuff. But all I do is when I need fruit, I just go in my containers in the fridge, measure them out, and I'm good to go. I don't have to do any more prep after that one day. So there's 2 snack items there. And then also, I thought this might be cool for you guys to see. This is kind of like a little package you can make yourself so that there's no excuses and you always have healthy snacks on hand.
It's like an emergency backup plan.
Yeah, so like we kind of keep these wherever, if we're going, you know, somewhere, we put this in the car or whatever. Like you could do this if you go to university, or like if you're a university student or whatever and you want like little snacks in if you're in residence, you want some snacks, or at your office or wherever you work, you can keep like a backup snack container just in case. I've got sugar-free peach cups in here. And I have 3 types of protein powder. So what I do is I just take the scoop, put it in a Ziploc bag, and I label it with the kind of protein that it is. Just like that. So I know exactly what I'm going to be taking in. I have little packages of cream of wheat so that I can just throw my protein in my cream of wheat and I have a protein snack. And I also have popcorn rice cakes. And they are gluten-free, and I keep those because they have no fat in them and they're pretty low in carbs. They're only 7 grams of carbs for 1.
So that's like extra prep.
Yeah.
Because if you ever forget your lunch or your snack or whatever, there's still no excuses. You have that emergency safety bucket.
Yep, you have a little emergency bucket. Oh, and what you can't see is I have spoons for the fruit cups in there, 2 little plastic spoons.
You just remember everything, don't you?
I kind of sometimes tend to be over-prepared, but this is good because you never know. Like, if you forget your lunch, then you might be stuck eating, like, chocolate or donuts that somebody brought in. And, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting stuck eating donuts, but if you're trying to stay on track, then there is no excuses. You now have a lunch. You have your fruit, you have your protein, and you have your carbs. Well, your fruit's carbs too, but yeah. So you got perfectly portioned snacks. You can also put cans of tuna in here. Sometimes I put cans of tuna, but if you're in a position where you wouldn't have a can opener, you can also buy the pre-made packs of tuna too, where you just pull off the tab and it's already pre-mixed and pre-drained and everything.
That's a great idea.
Yep, so that's it for this snack set, and I will show you another in a minute. Okay, so now I'm prepping my nighttime snack. This is cottage cheese, and I like to put a little bit of almond butter or peanut butter in it. Today I'm using this almond butter from Great Value, or it's Our Finest, but it's Walmart, I should have said. And I'm going to use a little bit of cocoa powder and my stevia sweetener. So, measure it out, and you guys can put this in a container or whatever.
This is a great late night snack, and we eat it right before bed.
We eat cottage cheese because cottage cheese has casein in it. And casein is a slow digesting protein, so if you're trying to build muscle, it's really good because it will help promote muscle growth while you sleep, boys and girls.
And it'll stop your body from eating the muscle overnight.
Yeah.
Even if you're trying to maintain the muscle you have, it's cottage cheese or casein protein is a good thing to have at night.
Get your spoon. Cocoa powder.
Teaspoon?
Teaspoon. I just like
a heaper.
A heaper.
You know us guys, we do heapers.
Yep, we do. because it's good. Half a teaspoon of my stuff.
A heaper.
Stevia. Always a heaper. And then a teaspoon of this almond butter. You can do a tablespoon. Because I ate it already, a tablespoon of natural peanut butter this morning, I'm just going to do a teaspoon.
That looks really good. And it tastes good too.
Ooh, that meant I almost dropped it. Yeah, always have to have sound effects when you're making this stuff. Okay, yeah, and then I just mix it all up and then cover it with some saran wrap or plastic wrap, whatever you call it, and put it in the fridge for when you're ready to eat.
And if you guys are like us and you're chocolate peanut butter fans, you're gonna love it.
I really, actually, the peanut butter is really good in this, but the almond butter gives it a really good flavor.
It's like, yeah, like I guess a cleaner, healthier version of peanut butter chocolate, right? Like.
But I mean, the natural peanut butter is clean too because it's just peanuts. But I don't know. I like the flavor of the almond butter in there.
Gives it a bit of a different taste, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna cover this up and put it in the fridge. Okay. Last snack we're gonna make takes a little bit longer to see the final product, but it's one of my favorites. My new favorite.
Mine too.
Sorry, Hank's thirsty again and he's drinking. That's what that noise is. I recently just figured out a recipe to make this, and it's delicious, so I thought I would share it with you. This is going to be protein pudding. So first, you're gonna need protein powder, sweetener if you want, and you're going to need a box of plain gelatin, unflavored. This is Knox, and it is original gelatin. This is just part of the box I kept because there's a recipe on the back, but yeah, it's just original, unflavored. 1 packet of this will solidify 2 cups of liquid plus the liquid that you use to dissolve it. So what you're gonna do is you're going to pour a 1/4 cup of milk. Now I'm using the Silk Creamy Cashew, and it is the vanilla. You can use whatever. And then you're going to sprinkle the gelatin over the top and just set it aside until it moistens. And then, while that's moistening, you're going to measure out your protein powder. So I'm making this for Kyle and I. So I'm gonna use 2 scoops. And because it does solidify 2 cups of liquid, you can make 2 servings. And then just save 1 for yourself or give it to someone you like. So we're using, we're using 2 scoops of mint chip protein powder, and this is the Mutant Iso Surge.
This stuff is amazing. Best protein powder we've ever had.
One of my favorite flavors of ice cream is mint chocolate chip from Baskin Robbins. If you guys have ever had that ice cream, that's what this tastes like. It is absolutely amazing. I usually put sweeteners in my protein shakes. I don't put anything in with that. It is so good. I just mix it with water or milk, and it's amazing. Okay, so now you can see that the gelatin has moistened. Now we're going to slowly stir in a 1/4 cup of boiling water. So I just sort of pour it in and whisk it a little bit. So you just whisk that together until it dissolves. Ta-da-da. You can sing while you do it. Okay. Then you're going to continue making this. So 2 scoops of protein powder, and I'm going to put just a little bit of cocoa powder in to make it a little bit more chocolatey. So we've got 1/2 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and then I'm gonna put in some stevia in this just because it is a pudding, so we're gonna make it a little bit sweet. 1/2 tablespoon of sweetener. And then you're going to just whisk it to combine. Just like that. And if you guys can see, this protein powder is so awesome. It actually has little pieces of chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips, yeah.
I don't know what they make them out of, but they're really good. So now we're going to pour the milk in, and then we're going to use a hand beater to just mix this in at medium speed. So do that for about 30 seconds to a minute, just until all your ingredients are combined. And then you're going to pour your gelatin mixture in, and then you're going to beat it on high for about 2 minutes. Okay, so that's what it looks like when it's done. It's not going to be as thick as if you used actual cream, like dairy cream or milk, but it will solidify. So I just wanted to show you guys, I'm pouring it in a measuring cup because it's easier to pour in glasses. But look at all the little chocolate chips from the protein powder. That is so good, and it smells so nice and minty. Okay, so you don't have to do this step, but I just find it a lot easier to pour without spilling. Got yourself a couple of glasses, and I'm just going to fill these up. That. And then these will solidify in the fridge. So it takes about an hour, and then I'll show you what they look like when they come out and how we make it even more good. Okay, my friends, it is pudding time. So that is what it looks like, and you can see it actually firms up quite a bit. I'll just kind of go in there with a spoon so you can see what it's like. It is actually
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, a fairly good pudding-like consistency.
Yeah.
And the cocoa powder obviously made it look chocolate. So now I'm gonna top it with this Real Whipped Cream Light. It is for 4 tablespoons, it's 30 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, and 2 sugar. And I'm putting 4 on.
And it makes it fancy as all heck.
Yes, it sure does.
Squirty cream for our friends in the UK.
And so here we go. And now
you taking the fancy meter up another 10 notches here.
these are just chocolate sprinkles, and putting just a few makes it look pretty, makes it taste really good, and it doesn't really add any, they have no fat or anything in them. It doesn't really add much sugar. So,
oh yeah,
that is our fancy dessert. And so yeah, like I just stick those in the fridge to solidify or firm up, whatever you want to call it. I cover them if I'm not eating them that day. Sorry, that's our coffee machine percolating. I cover them up, and sometimes I just put them in the protein shaker cups too, and just put the lid on to seal it, and it stays fresh for a few days. So you can prep them way ahead of time, and you can just probably like double or triple that if you want more. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this snack meal prep. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, and don't forget.
don't do it.
Don't ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or else, what are you gonna get?
I know what you're gonna say. The sprinkles of doom.
Yeah, you're right!
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.